How about a poor man's chuck roast burnt ends? But we did them 2 different styles to see which one you guys would prefer. We haven't even done the taste test yet. And you can see these things came out fantastic. Let's go. The funny thing is poor man burnt ends typically starts off with a truck roast. However, with the price of beef lately, I joked around, maybe next time we should do Vienna sausages. That's just the nature of the beast, right? So today is technically poor man's burnt ends, chuck roast edition. However, depending on your bank account, it could hurt pretty good. The trade-offs is for about $1 more a pound than what brisket's going for right now, you don't have as much volume and it's already trimmed. You see this right here. We got 2 fantastic chuck roasts from Simpson's Meat Company. It's a fantastic little company and ranch right down the road from us. We've connected over the last couple months and I absolutely love their beef. So we've been using theirs a little bit more. The idea is today, when we do the poor man style burnt end, should we smoke the chuck roast whole, just like you would on a brisket, and then cube it and then finish it off? Or should we go ahead and cut it up and get more flavor, more smoke, and do it like that? So that's why we got 2 of them today, and that's what we're gonna accomplish. Tender, tender, tender. Alrighty, for a binder, I'm just gonna add some W sauce. I don't know if it really helps, but in my mind, I just want to start packing on the layers of flavor. And this is one way to do it. Sides, you name it. Since this one's a little bit thicker, I'm going to cube this one. Just looking at time on the smoker. So we got our binder on there. And I'm going to come in just like bite-sized pieces. Let's just start with doing what we know, right down the middle or right down the edge. And then about that far in. I want some girthy chunks, maybe 2 to 3 bites per. All right, I'm not gonna fight the seams. So that's probably a hair too big. So we're just gonna cut that in half. Something about like that. Your favorite barbecue seasoning. We're definitely going to hit it with some good notes today. Kind of the same process, just over and over again, trying to just coat them evenly, mix them around, coat them evenly. You know the drill. And some coarse black pepper. Now, obviously, I won't season it near as much as I did the Q that. So just a little light dusting on top, flip them over. Something about black pepper and smoke just does it for me, you know? All right, set these to the side, and I'm gonna season this one exactly the same way. This has that binder all the way over it. And just like our little cubes, after both sides and the sides of this have been seasoned, we're going to hit it with the black pepper so everything is seasoned evenly. All right, you're going to flip your cooling rack over when you separate your little doohickeys here, because that way it just slides on your pellet grill a little bit easier. All righty, let's start up that Weber. All right, as we turn the sear wood on, you guys know that we're rocking the Smoke and Pecan pellets made from the shell, not the wood. I preach that all the time because I truly feel like it is a better result. A little bit more money up front. We have a discount code for you. However, the end results are undeniable, not just by me, but the people commenting below. So we're gonna hit about 250 to 275. Let that get fired up and we'll start this process. Alrighty, close enough. So my first guess is maybe about, I don't know, hour and a half, because those are pretty large chunks. Look at that chuck roast. Look how good that looks. Just like that. Alrighty, our temp of our beef is up to about 165, somewhere around 170 degrees. Ironically, even the cut ones are the same temp as the whole one. It just happens like that sometimes. I've got 2 cups of beef stock, so I'm gonna split it right in half to about a cup each. Was that perfect? Jeez. Just eyeballing in here about a tablespoon of W sauce. Looking for kind of like earthy, deep notes along with sweet notes. We've used this in the past. This is optional because this is a flavor preference. If you want to add just straight vinegar, you can, because we're going to be using that championship blend from Blues Hog. It actually is one of my, it's up there, it's one of my favorites. But I'm going to use just a little bit, like 2 tablespoons. And then on this Blue Hog, anywhere between 1/4 and 1/2 cup. So let's say about 1/2 cup. And we're just going to mix all that together. Nice tasting bath to be able to braise that beef in. Look at that dang color. That is absolutely beautiful. That is that smoking pecan through and through. So what we're going to do is about the easiest thing you could do. We're going to cover aluminum foil and put it back on the smoker until it reaches about 195 degrees. Let's back it off. Let's say about 190 degrees, because I think I'd let it cook longer so that sauce can reduce to make it more tacky. Okay, 190 degrees for both of these. Little beef nuggets right there. Not too long afterwards, look at that. All right, I'm gonna take it out just so we can start resting just a little bit.
Smells good.
Look at that bath right there. I'm definitely not gonna use all this today. However, I'm definitely gonna save that and use it for something. That is really good sauce right there. All right, that's better. So that's done. Then we're gonna top it off with a little bit more barbecue sauce. A lot of people do the honey and the brown sugar and all that stuff. I don't like mine candy sweet, so you guys have to do your, probably just depends on what kind of barbecue sauce you're using. I think it's fine if you just do it like that. That's good enough for me. And then we're gonna mirror that same idea right here. What are things?
Golly, look at that smoke ring.
And the same thing. You know what I'm gonna do? Really different. You gotta think that's gonna be better.
Yeah, I would think.
And at the very end, I'm just gonna coat it just one level with that barbecue seasoning. This might need a little bit more, but I'm just gonna treat them equally. Just for a little kiss. All right, back on the smoker it goes. And then we're gonna let all this stuff caramelize together. Maybe 20, 30 minutes, maybe even longer. It's all gonna come down to feel, right? You wanna be able to take these and break them apart with your hands with ease. That's what makes them really good. You know what, hang on. The more I think about it, more I don't want these to be super sticky on the bottom. So just a little bit. I would probably say like 1/4 cup. And you're just coating the bottom of that pan just to help yourself out just a little bit. That stuff should evaporate. All right, about 1.5 hours later. Woo, look at them nuggies. And things look good. So, full transparency. As I realized, which I guess if you really go back and look at it for the science part of it, I can understand. Once we cut this one up, I think it lost a lot of temperature, a lot of momentum. Once we add it to the sauces and stuff, it took a little bit longer to get up there. Even though we covered it, it was able to recover pretty quick. Once we took that lid off and sauced it again, I think saucing it cooled it back down as well. And then I had to jump back up there. So it took a little bit longer than expected. However, when you really look at it, that's probably the right thing to do. So I'm gonna get these off here, make 2 different piles. You can see they are as tender as can be. Little bitty beef nuggies. They're hot as sin, so I don't want to touch them right yet. To clarify what I was saying, because I got sidetracked, that reserve juice. I actually added it 2 different times during this process. Not a lot, don't get me wrong. Just like I said, like a 1/4 cup on the bottom. I knew it would kind of like reduce out, but it probably just is going to depend on how long you keep them on there, how many you're doing, and so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind. That's why I reserve that liquid. You don't want this stuff sticking to the bottom of your pan. But, golly. Obviously, I have my preconceived notions. However, let's just play games, right? Ha ha! That's a good little nuggie. We did pork butt like this not too long ago. Cut the whole pork butt. You can see it just falls apart. I think the exterior is different. I don't necessarily think there's that much flavor difference.
There's not. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I thought this one would like really pack on the flavor. I think this one held its shape better. So if you're talking about like the squares and all that stuff, some people are very particular in how they wanted their meat presented. I can understand that. Man, that's such a good old-fashioned bite. There's no doubt about it, since this one had a lot more heat around the edges. Ow! Dang.
That's what you get.
I'll start telling you like those dogs, you know, like easy, easy. Don't bite my fingers. Don't bite my fingers. Girl. You want to give your opinion? Here.
Is that like hot?
Well, I mean, it's hot enough for me to blow on it, but as loud as the mouth that you got. Well, I know one thing. You ever want an honest opinion, that's your kid. Now, they'll blow your...
Give me a different piece.
Oh, of course. I don't even know why I tried.
I mean, it's good enough that she is having 2 pieces.
You know what? To be truthfully,
I like that one better.
texture or flavor?
Well, I just don't... both. I think that one is more you can taste the meat, and this one is more like saucy. And I don't like a lot of sauce, so I like that one better.
We preach that a lot. You gotta cook what you like. Don't kill me when I say this. You gotta hear me out. If in fact this is considered poor man burnt ends, if you did a pork butt the exact same way, which we've done previously, I know one's beef and one's pork. However, if you look at the price of pork, most pork is like $179 to $229, sometimes $249 a pound. This truck roast on sale was $5.99 a pound at the grocery store, but we got these 2 from Simpson's Meat. I think it was like $7.99 a pound. So if you really want to get technical, if you really want a good burn in, you really want a poor man's burn in, I say the dang pork butt all day long. Cut the pork butt up just like this and do it. If you don't have a preference of 1 to 2 meats, that's the way to go. That's bang for the buck. This gets up there, and I don't know if it's actually, I've said it before, I've had them from barbecue competitions. I've never been super impressed by them saying they're actually like burn ends when you consider having a good brisket burn ends. Completely different. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Golly, that's going to be a good bite. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share with your friends. You know they're good. Oh, don't get me wrong, they're good. I don't know about a burn in.
Maybe like brisket burn-in's better.
I like
They almost taste like saucy jerky. Look at that one. Sometimes you get those just good bites, and that's one of them.
Can we have this for dinner?
That's a win. That's a parenting win.
True.